Welcome you all to this YouTube session on Unacademy online platform. Today, as part of our special session, we will be looking at one of the most important topics in our prelims examination, which we have been discussing for the last 3-4 days also, is that is the government schemes and programs. As we keep on mentioning, UPSC is asking a very good number of questions from these government schemes and programs. So if you are thorough with them, definitely you are going to get at least 4-5 questions from these programs. So in that sense, it will be very good for you in terms of your preparation for this examination. As usual, before we start our session, let us look at the courses offered on Unacademy platform. Starting with why you should take Unacademy classes. Why? The learners love Unacademy. First and foremost, it is rated as the best in class educators. On its platform, Unacademy has all the top educators in the country for civil services coaching. It is also considered best in class learners rating. They are given 4.4 out of 5 class learners rating. Then it is also considered the best in terms of class test rating. It is 4.6 out of 5. Apart from this, more than 55,000 learners have enrolled for the test series. Right? Just to give you a comparison here, in prelims examination, if you look at it, in the prelims examination, it is taken by around 4 lakh people. That means one-eighth of those who are attending prelims are taking an academy this test series, which is very good also. Then it is also they also get a very printed comprehensive material notes. You will also have interview guidance, daily answer writing practice, and one-on-one live mentorship. And you have this combo extension week where you get a 12-month subscription and 3 months free, 18-month subscription and 3 months free, 24 and 6 months and 36 months and 6 months. It is extended up to 11th of May, so you can immediately go and take the admission. You can use our code to get the additional discount also, PKS10. And for any kind of queries, so you can contact 858585 and 85 the number, so that you will get all your queries answered. Unacademy Lite is the test series as we just discussed now. It helps you to identify your weak areas and also helps you in preparing you in the right direction. Again, you can take admission there using our code PKS10. And the new batches have started from yesterday, both for 2023 and 2024. And if you are taking admission in 1 year and above in the GS and combo, you will be getting 20 GS booklets also free, curated by top educators. You can get started with 0% EMI. You don't have to worry about the finances. Loan will be approved in 2 hours time, minimal paperwork and flexible tenures. Unacademy Ultra Combat, this is the examination that Unacademy conducts every almost on a fortnightly basis, wherein you will be asked to take a test, this objective test, and you can win the scholarships worth 10 crores. It includes laptops, mobiles, tablets, and other watches and other gifts. You can enroll there again using our code PKS10. And Unacademy also has this free comprehensive guidance program, interview guidance program, wherein you will get comprehensive guidance for interview, what is called last mile program. Right? Last year, more than 170 of them took this guidance and got into civil services. So these are all the courses offered on Unacademy platform. Let us come back and look at what we are discussing. As I have said, we are talking about this important government schemes. We have seen a good number of the schemes. So let us proceed and look at rest of the schemes that we have to look discuss. Right. So Yes, Sunidhi, good morning. Right. On a Sunday morning also, you are attending instead of taking rest and enjoying life. Clearly shows that we have to discuss about unemployment. Seriously. Right? We have to discuss about unemployment seriously. Right? That is the reason why let us start with the schemes related to unemployment. This scheme was approved PMKVY. Okay, exactly. Indira, thank you very much for giving all that unwanted, useless information. Whether it is Saturday or Sunday, exactly. Whether it is Saturday or Sunday, for you people, every day is a Sunday, right? Every day is a Sunday for you people. That's why I said Sunday, right? Those who are part of this vast army of jobless growth, right? Labor participation rate also has come down drastically, as you know, right? So that is the thing. So let us come back and look at PMKVY. It is to benefit 10 million young people. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. The government would be spending around 12,000 crores. In fact, the government has extended this scheme also, wherein it is a scheme of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And you should have been part of this scheme long time back, right? Otherwise, you would not be raising those kind of doubts about whether it is Sunday or Saturday, right? You have been part of this scheme long time back. So coming back here, 12,000 crores would be spent by the government, and it is implemented by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And the National Skill Development Corporation is the nodal of the agency, right? This objective of this skill certification scheme is to enable a large number of Indian youth. Okay, but I don't think you will be eligible for this scheme because it says Indian youth, right? So that is the reason why maybe you are not eligible for this scheme. Why? Because you have long time back have crossed the youth stage of your life, right? Maybe that is the reason why you are not taking part in this scheme, right? It is for Indian youth to take part in industry relevant skills and training, right? Individuals with prior learning experience or skills will also be assessed and they are certified under recognition of prior learning. This is to, as you can see here, the objective of the scheme was to cover around 10 million youth between 2016 and 20. Training and assessment fee are completely paid by the government only under this program. It is based on National Skill Qualification Framework. Who are the beneficiaries? Unemployed youth, college and school dropouts, right? Verifiable identity proof, Aadhaar or voter ID, right? Here, verifiable Aadhaar and voter ID. That is the reason why, Sunidhi, I am saying you are not eligible for this scheme, right? That's the reason why I am saying. Right? Why do you want me to reveal all the secrets on a public platform, right? Let us keep some secrets as secrets only. You have a verifiable identity proof, Aadhaar, voter ID card, or in a bank account. And PMKVY, as I said, it has been extended. Skill India PM, which is training of 8 lakh candidates over a scheme of 2020 and 2021. 729 Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendras empaneled non-PMKK trainings and more than 200 ITIs, right? And Skill India will be rolling out PMKVY 3.0. On the basis of the learning gained from PMKVY 1.0 and 2.0, the ministry has improved a new version of the scheme to match the current policy doctrine and energize the skilling ecosystem affected due to the COVID-19 pandemic. right? And about this scheme only, what happened, how these schemes are, I'll just give you one example of how these schemes are what we call misdirected or misused. I know some of our students their parents are civil servants, retired civil servants, and they have opened this the coastal cameras, and as usual there is a lot of corruption there, wherein mostly those who are a part of this scheme, they are never given proper training, but they are given the certificates, and the government will give them money. Unfortunately, the problem is with implementation only these kind of schemes. That is where it is, right? The problem is with implementation, right? That is what it is. Next important scheme that we have to look at, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. I think this we have seen as part of our economic survey also. We have seen this as part of our agriculture also. But let us again look at the scheme. It is a central sector scheme, a Sampada scheme for agro marine processing and development of agro processing clusters. Right? In Hindi, Shuddha Hindi, Sampada means wealth. So the Prime Minister has directed the officials that the scheme should be named Sampada, and then they had to come up with the acronym for it in English language. That is the reason why this kind of weird acronyms you can see: Scheme for Agro Marine Processing and Development of Agro Processing Clusters. What is the difference between them? We don't know. But this is what the scheme. And of course, later, the scheme was renamed as PM Kisan Sampada scheme. Why? Because for every scheme that the government of India implements, the prefix should always be PM. It should always be PM for every scheme that the government implements. Right? Pradhan Mantri Make in India, Pradhan Mantri Break in India, like this. For every scheme, it has to be PM. It is an umbrella scheme incorporating ongoing schemes of Ministry of a ministry like mega food parks, integrated cold chain, creation expansion of food processing and preservation centers. Right? This is what it includes all these. Yes, right. That is what you must. What the least that we can do here is that we must praise the creativity of the officials working in the ministries and departments, not in terms of coming out with the great schemes, but in terms of coming out with good acronyms in English for Hindi words. That is where all of them can be given Nobel Prize in literature. Very easily, all of them can be given Nobel Prize in literature. That is where, right? Right? Uh, that is what it is. If not for implementation of these schemes, at least they can be given Nobel Prize for coming out with such creative acronyms, right? So, as part of this scheme, you have mega food parks, integrated cold chain, value addition and preservation infrastructure, creation and expansion of food processing and preservation capacities, infrastructure for agro processing clusters, right? Yes, Suniti, you are becoming more creative. Here, please use this creativity in writing answers, right? Not in writing comments, right? Right. Use this creativity in writing answers. Infrastructure for agro processing clusters, scheme for creation of backward and forward linkages, food safety and quality assurance infrastructure, human resources and institutions. It has an allocation of 6,000 crores and it is expected to leverage investment of 31,000 crores, handling around 334 lakh megatons of agro produce valuing 1 lakh crores. It is expected to benefit 20 lakh farmers and generate at least 5 lakh employment in the country. When all these schemes are implemented so successfully, right? right? When all of them are implemented so successfully, then what is the reason why unemployment rate, right? Uh, when all these schemes are implemented so successfully, then what is the reason why unemployment rate in the country is so high, right? That is where the problem is. So it is expected to generate at least 5 lakh, 30,500 direct or indirect unemployment in the country by 29, 30, 20. But that is not the case. It will result in the creation of modern infrastructure with efficient supply chain management from farm gate to retail outlet. It will provide a big boost to the growth of the processing sector in the country. It will also help in providing better prices to farmers. It is a big step towards doubling farmers' income. And it will create a huge employment opportunities, especially in the rural areas. In the rural areas. So basically, to improve this employment opportunities in the rural areas, because as we say in rural areas, what we have is this direct unemployment as well as disguised unemployment. It will also help in reducing the wastage of agricultural produce. As I said, take the case of tomato production. Almost 95% does not reach the markets. That is the reason why you require this kind of schemes. Right? Yes, Ram. Next important scheme is Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Next important scheme is Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. What is this scheme? Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Let us look at what is this scheme. Right? It is an elaborate component of soil health management of the major project National Mission of Sustainable Agriculture. As we know, and I think I have discussed these things as part of our agriculture topic also in our economic survey. As you can see, when we are doing economic survey, it means that we are covering most of the government schemes also. That is what I keep on telling you people that make sure that your economic survey is very very strong, right? Then the rest of them will become very easy. I remember doing these things as part of our economic survey also. In this Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, basically the objective is to ensure what is called a sustainable agriculture. The objective is to make sure that we have a sustainable agriculture wherein we are able to protect the ecological systems while improving the productivity of yes, Paramparagat, very good, Indira. Paramparagat, if I have to translate that into English, Paramparagat, it means that from generation to generation, we are intergenerational, you can say, intergenerational, right? Intergenerational. That means you are able to, that is what I keep on saying. The last thing that you can expect from our policy makers is common sense. When you are naming all these schemes in English language, sorry, Hindi language, wherein almost 60% of the people in our country do not speak Hindi, what are you trying to do, or what are you trying to tell the people, right? Yeah, yes, you can say conventional, or you can say Suniti traditional, rather than conventional. You can say traditional also, right? Okay, you can say traditional also, right? Basically, the objective here is the objective here is to make sure that this agriculture can become the agriculture can become more sustainable over a period of time. That is what the objective here. It can become more sustainable over a period of time by using these traditional techniques or conventional modes of agriculture. That is what it is, right? It, that is what it is. So proceeding with further with the scheme, promotion of commercial organic production through certified organic farming. I have said, one of the major weaknesses of one of the major weaknesses of our green revolution is it has been transformed into what is called green revolution. This green revolution has been transformed into green revolution. So the objective here is that, again, going back to the roots, parampara. If you happen to watch Amitabh Bachchan films, which are directed by Karan Johar and other people, Amitabh Bachchan, the elder in the family, always talks about parampara, right? And the scheme was named after him only, the good old, elder member in the family. So basically, the objective is that going back to our roots, go back to pre-green revolution days, wherein we are using mostly what is called the fertilizers, natural fertilizers that are available in the nature to improve our agricultural productivity, to ensure what is called a sustainable agriculture also. Right? Exactly, Sunidhi. That is how they named the scheme, because most of these, most of these, our uh, these policy makers, secretaries, are Bollywood fans. That is the reason why they name these schemes like this only, right? With catchy titles. The produce will be pesticide residue free, and it will contribute to improve the health of the consumers. It will raise farmers' income and create potential for markets for traders also. It will motivate the farmers for natural resource modulation for input production. That is what it is, right? So basically, the objective, as MS Swaminathan says, is to move towards what he called it as evergreen revolution, or second green revolution, or evergreen revolution. Here, when we talk about these things, you have to make our agriculture sustainable in the longer period of time. You have to make sure that the fertility of the soil improves with the passage of time. You have to make sure that the consumers will have what is called healthy food, which is devoid of pesticides, which is devoid of chemicals, which is devoid of dangerous fertilizers also. And one more thing here you have to remember is that in Europe and America, there is so much of craze nowadays towards what is called this organic products. So our farmers can export their products also, right? Right. So don't worry, Sunidhi. With the Pushpa, RRR and KGF, you will find more South Indian terms also in our policy makers. That is, don't worry. You will have more South Indian terms in our policies. Don't worry. Changes are taking place. So with these things, it is commercially viable also to our farmers, because they can find huge amount of market in foreign countries also for their products. Automatically, in foreign countries means they will get a good remunerative price for their products also. India can also earn good amount of foreign exchange also. Groups of farmers will be motivated to take up organic farming under this PMKVY group of farmers, right? KGF. Indira, KGF is a film. You must be living in Mars or Jupiter, Indira. Otherwise, if you are in India, you must have known about this film, right? So, groups of farmers would be motivated to take up organic farming under this scheme. 50 or more farmers will form a cluster having 50 acres of land to take up the organic farming under the scheme. In this way, during 3 years, 10,000 clusters will be formed. Right? Uh, 50 farmers will come together in a cluster of 50 acres of land. And over a period of 3 years, around 10,000 clusters will be formed, covering 5 lakh area under organic farming. The farmers do not have to spend a single rupee. Alright? Farmers do not have to spend single rupee. There will be no liability on the farmers. Each farmer will be provided 20,000 rupees per acre in 3 years for seed to harvesting of crops to transportation and transportation of the output to the market. It will be promoted by using traditional resources and organic products will be linked to the market. It will increase domestic production and certification of organic produce by involving farmers. Right? This is another important era. This is another important program of the government of India. Next important program is the National Livestock Mission. National Livestock Mission. It is launched in 2014-15 and it seeks to ensure qualitative and quantitative improvement in livestock production systems and capacity building of all stakeholders. It is part of the White Revolution. It is known as sub-scheme of White Revolution. Since White Revolution is English, we will not talk about it. That is the reason why we call it in Shuddha Hindi, Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana. Pashudhan means, Pashu means you can say animals. Dhan means wealth. These animals are our wealth, right? When children are turning out to be NPLs, for parents, animals are the only wealth, right? When their children are turning out to be NPLs, for parents, animals are the real wealth, right? That is the reason why this scheme was launched. That's the reason why this scheme was launched, to tell the parents that what is their real wealth. Rashtriya Pashudhan Vikas Yojana. So what is the objective of this scheme? Sustainable growth and development of livestock, including poultry. Right? Right. Sustainable growth and development of livestock sector, including poultry. Increasing availability of fodder and feed to substantially reduce the demand-supply gap. Accelerating production of quality fodder and fodder seeds through effective seed production chains, nucleus breed foundation certified truth, and establishing convergence. Right. There is difference in here. Animals are wealth, children are liabilities. Right? Animals are wealth and children are liabilities. Right? Yes, I accept that children are animals only, but the difference is there. Right? Establishing convergence and synergy among the ongoing plan programs and stakeholders for sustainable livestock development. Promoting research in prioritized areas of concern in animal nutrition and livestock production. Promoting research. And then capacity building of state functionaries and livestock owners through strengthened extension of machinery to provide quality exchange services to the farmers. Promoting skill-based training, and then all these are all you can go through them. I said I will give this material. I will put this material in our Telegram group as well as in our Unacademy app, right? So that you can go through all these technical details of these programs. You can go through all the technical details of these programs, right? Providing infrastructure and linkage for marketing, processing, and valuation as forward linkages to the farmers' enterprises. Promoting risk management measures including livestock insurance for farmers. Promoting activities to control and prevent animal disease, environmental pollution. Promoting efforts towards food safety and quality, and supply of quality hides and skins through timely recovery of carcasses. This is purely related to animals. Encouraging community participation on sustainable practices related to animal husbandry, involvement of community in breed conservation, and creation of a resource map for the states. As you could see recently in Uttar Pradesh elections, these stray animals had become one of the major issues. And that is the reason why in UP the state government also had come out with a separate ministry, if I think, for animals only. Right? Since anyway the government treats people as animals, they thought that let us have one separate ministry for animals also, to look after this Godhan, right? That's what they are doing. Then next important scheme of the government, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Again, Shuddha Hindi, right? Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Shuddha Hindi. And let us see what is this scheme here all about. It shows that out of 145 million hectares of net area sown in the country, about 65 million hectares is presently covered under irrigation. The statistics of the government varies from 45% to 49%. So sustainable dependency on rainfall makes cultivation in unirrigated areas a high risk, less productive profession. Right? So empirical evidence suggests that the assured or predictive irrigation encourages farmers. Exactly, Indira. UP animals are competing with the UP people in terms of population. They're competing, right? But who is winning the race? It's just like a T20 match in IPL. Till the last hour, nobody knows who is going to win. Both of them are competing with each other, right? Very good observation. So this what empirical evidence has shown is that when farmers have access to protective irrigation, it encourages farmers to invest more in farming. It encourages farmers to invest more in farming technology and inputs, leading to productive enhancement and increased farm income. If they have access to irrigation, Sunidhi, you should not be laughing. You should be feeling bad and angry. What happened to your subnationalism? Right? Right? So, the objective of this scheme is to ensure that almost every farmer will have access to protective irrigation. Right? Right. Yeah, that is philosophy, Suniti. That is philosophy. Right? Every farmer will have access to irrigation. Every farm will have access to irrigation. That is what the objective of the scheme. The objective is to produce per drop more crop. That means per drop of water, you are producing more crop also. That is what the objective. Right? What are the objectives of broad objectives of PMKSY? Achieve convergence of investments in irrigation at the field level, at the district level, sub-district level. For example, there are different modes of irrigation. You have canal irrigation, you have drip irrigation, you have micro irrigation, you have sprinkler irrigation. Then you have other modes of irrigation for farmers. Then you have this tube well irrigation. You must ensure integration of investments, conversion of investment in irrigation at the field level. Make sure that all of them are interlinked. That is what the objective of this scheme. Second, enhance the physical access of water. Right. Second, achieve enhance the physical access of water on the farm and expand cultivable area under assured irrigation. That is what every agricultural field must have access to water irrigation. Har khet ko pani, har khet ko pani. Har khet means every agricultural field, every farmland must have access to pani. Right? They must have access to pani with Pavan. That is what is important. They must have access to pani with Pavan. That is the objective of this scheme. So since pani with Pavan is a long sentence, they have reduced it to Harket ko pani only. Right? So exactly, what are the other sub schemes as part of this PMKSY? That is what they will be asking. Per drop more crop. Second is Har Khet Ko Pani. Like this, they will be asking. Third is convergence of investment in the irrigation at the field level. They will give you all these things, and they will say that right. They will give you all these things, and they will say that which among the following are true. That is what they will be asking. Which among the following are true, right? That is what they will be asking. I'll just come in half a minute time, 1 minute time, I'll just come. So let us continue. What we are saying here is that when UPSC is asking questions here, they will give you which among the following are true about the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, and they will give 4-5 points, and that is where you have to remember all of them. It includes convergence of investments in irrigation at the field level, physical access of water on the farm, under assured irrigation, integration of water resources and efficient use, improve on farm water use efficiency. These are all the important features of the schemes. And it also includes what we call enhancing adoption of precision in enhancing adoption of what is called precision irrigation, other water saving technologies. Precision irrigation and other water saving technologies. That is what another important feature of this scheme. Right? Integrated development of rain-fed areas using watershed approach. Promoting extension services relating to water harvesting, water management and crop alignment for farmers. Exploring the feasibility of reusing the treated municipal wastewater for peri-urban agriculture. Right? Attract greater investment, private investment in the irrigation sector. And then this is where the statistics will come. It has an outlay of 50,000 crores over a period of 5 years between 2015 to 2020. Now it has been extended also. It has an outlay of 50,000 crores. It has the PMKSY has amalgamated various ongoings have been converged into what is called PMKSY, Accelerated Irrigation Benefits Program (AIBP), River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Integrated Watershed Management Program, and on-farm water management component of National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture. All of them are converged in this PMKSY. It is implemented in an area development approach. That means area development approach means they identify certain area. For example, as we have discussed, take any district, and they will integrate all these programs so that monies are spent in a more focused manner, and they will try to integrate all the irrigation programs that are implemented in the district so that it will have better impact and better effect also. And then the irrigation development based on, as I said, district or blocks plans with a horizon of 5 to 7 years. And the three state governments are given the freedom to take up the projects at the district level. And all the states and union territories are covered under this program. As I said, it has the following programs: Accelerated Irrigation Benefits Program, PMKSY, that is Har Khet Ko Pani, PMKSY per drop more crop, PMKSY watershed development. All of them combined together, we call it as this PMKSY. The next scheme of the government that we are to look at is the next scheme of the government that we are looking at here is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Right? Again, this scheme is also named in the Shuddha Hindi language. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana. Protecting the self-respect of self-respect and self-esteem of the farmers. It was launched in 2019 to provide social security to small and marginal farmers. Under the scheme, a minimum fixed pension of 3,000 rupees will be provided to the small and marginal farmers on attaining an age of 60 years. Right? That is what I am saying. Your self-esteem is your wealth, your self-respect, self-esteem. The objective of this scheme is to protect the self-esteem, self-respect of farmers. Why? Because when can you have that kind of self-esteem and self-respect in the society? When can you have that prestige and honor? Only when you are financially independent. The objective of this scheme is to make sure that the farmers will be financially independent. Small and marginal farmers will have this kind of financial independence, right? And they will have financial independence. Then only they will have the self-esteem. That is what it is about. Especially when they reach the age of 60, when they don't have any source of livelihood. The objective is to provide a minimum fixed pension of 3,000 rupees to small and marginal farmers. It is a voluntary scheme. Every farmer will have to contribute around 5 to 200 rupees per month, depending on the age. And then they will after attaining the age of 60 years, they will get 3,000 rupees. That is what the objective of the scheme per month. And who are eligible? Those farmers who are in the age group between 18 to 40 years. And who are not eligible? Obviously, those who have already been covered under various other pension schemes will not be eligible. For example, National pension scheme is there. Employees State Insurance Corporation scheme is there. Employees Fund Organization scheme is there. They are all not eligible. This scheme is only for those small and marginal farmers whose land is less than 2 hectares of land, 2 acres of land, and who have not benefited with all other schemes. That is why this scheme is there. Next one is Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Right? Next one is an Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. What is this Agricultural Infrastructure Fund? Right? As again, I have discussed these things as part of our economic survey classes also. I think most of them we are repeating. Whatever we have done in economic survey, we are repeating here. That's what I keep on saying, right? Very good question, Indira. I think you will have section 124A immediately. Section 124A immediately for asking, for waging war against a state. Today, Indian Express has come out with all those instances wherein the state governments have filed sedition charges against their political opponents. Right? So be careful. Right? Right. Is there any relation between age and farming? Those who do farming are more healthy even in old age. Suniti, is it part of our syllabus right now? Yes, farming involves Suniti, mostly physical activities. Farming involves only mostly physical activities, and you are performing all those activities in the agricultural field in what we call extreme heat conditions. So automatically you will become physically very strong. That is the reason why farmers will have better health. On the other hand, a software engineer who sits in air conditioned rooms and who sits in air conditioned rooms and who does not have any physical activity will burn out by the age of 40-45 years. That is the reason why farmers are more healthier. Right? Yes, about the scheme, 60 years, because after 60 years, normally that is the retirement age for everyone. 60 years is the retirement age for everyone. Right? 60 years is the retirement age for everyone. Right? And that is the reason why, we say that the farmers also, farmers also, that is the reason why farmers also should be given pension at the end of this 60 years. So that is what it says, right? That is what it says, right? Right? That is what it says after 60 years. So coming back here, the objective of this scheme is that, like the government servants, farmers also should get pension at the end of those 60 years, right? That is what objective of this scheme. Otherwise, there is nothing sacrosanct about this 60, right? So then proceeding further, let us look at other scheme. As I said, agricultural infrastructure fund. What is this agricultural infrastructure fund, right? Why do you want to know all those things? Why do you want to know all those things, right? Why do you want to know all those things, Indira? Why do you want to know all those things, right? You can imagine whatever you want, right? So anyway, let us come back and look at what we are discussing now, right? Agricultural infrastructure fund. Okay, to know about my retirement. Why are you already getting fed up with my classes? Are you getting fed up with my classes? You are trying to say that you are getting fed up with my classes in a polite manner and you want me to retire, right? That is also a good thing, that is also a good thing, right? Right. So, but please remember, there are some professions for which there is no retirement, Indra. One is politics, second one is teaching, right? These professions do not have any retirement. So, I'm sorry to uh, dash all your hopes. There are some professions for which there is no retirement. One politics and the second one is teaching. Our Prime Minister has said that in politics you must retire compulsorily right after uh, after 75 years, right? Right? Let us see whether he will do the things or not. As far as I am concerned, Indra, don't worry. There is no question of retirement, right? When our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee was asked, when are you going to retire? Right? When are you going to retire? Atal Bihari Vajpayee has come out with a very beautiful reply. He said that the politicians are neither tied nor retired. Politicians are neither tied nor retired. So that is the thing. So let us come back. Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. The Government of India has approved this fund in July 2020 as part of this Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Right? It is a central sector scheme. That means the entire amount of money will be coming from the central government only. It will provide platform for to provide a medium and long term, long term and medium term debt for investment in agriculture sector. As we keep on saying all the time, right? As we keep on saying all the time, right? As we keep on saying all the time, uh, in agriculture sector, especially after liberalization, what we have seen is that the number of the amount of public investment in agriculture has come down drastically after liberalization. That is where the problem is. It has come down drastically, so it has to be supplemented with the private sector investment, and that is where the government wanted to do as part of this scheme, Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Please remember, it can be asked in the examination because it is one of the important schemes of the government. The scheme duration will be 2022-2032. So under the scheme, 1 lakh crores will be provided by banks and financial institutions as loans to primary agricultural credit societies, marketing cooperative societies, farmer produce organizations, self-help groups, farmers, joint liability groups, multi-purpose cooperative societies, agri entrepreneurs, startups, and so on and so forth. All of them will be given loans, medium and long term loans, to improve agricultural infrastructure. And they are given loans up to 2 crores with an interest subvention of 3% per annum. Credit guarantee coverage will be available for eligible borrowers, and under this credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises. And then moratorium for repayment of loans under this facility can vary from 6 months to 2 years. Basically, the objective, as I said, to promote, the objective is to promote what is called uh, agricultural investment by the private sector. Investment by the private sector in uh, uh, in agriculture sector. Then let us look at all other schemes also. What are all other schemes also that we have to look at? Then let us look at other schemes. Right? I think some of the schemes we already have seen. And let us look at other schemes then. What are the other schemes that we have to study from our examination point of view? Let us look at other schemes. Right? Atal Pension Yojana also I think I have seen. PM Swanidhi also we have seen. Right? Yeah. The Stand Up India scheme. Next important scheme that we have to look at here is Stand Up India scheme. The Stand Up India scheme is for financing SC, ST and other women entrepreneurs. It was launched in 2016. Stand Up India. One of the schemes of the government which are highly successful. Stand Up India. It was launched in 2016 April, and by 2016 October it was very successful. After demonetization, everyone was standing up only in front of the ATMs. So it was very successful. Right? Stand Up India. Then of course during Corona crisis also it was more successful. People were standing up, even the dead bodies also were standing up in front of the graveyards. So the objective of this scheme is to facilitate bank loans between 10 lakh rupees and 1 crore. To facilitate bank loans between 10 lakh rupees and 1 crore to at least one scheduled caste, one scheduled tribe borrower, and at least one woman borrower per branch for setting up greenfield enterprise. Basically, the objective of the scheme is to promote entrepreneurship. The objective of the scheme is to promote entrepreneurship among what we call socially backward sections of society, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and most importantly, women also. They must be above 18 years age. When they come out with a greenfield project, a new project, the banks will look at the DPR, detailed project report, and they will provide the loans ranging from 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore also. As I said, this scheme available only for greenfield projects, not brownfield projects. Right? The first time venture of the beneficiary. Greenfield means the first time venture of the beneficiary in the manufacturing, services or trading sector. In case of non-individual enterprises, 51% of shareholding should be either SC, ST or women entrepreneur. Right? That is what the objective of this scheme. Next, similarly, we also have an animal husbandry infrastructure development scheme. Animal husbandry infrastructure development scheme. It has been set up as a MSME, and private companies are also need to be promoted. Who are the eligible beneficiaries? They are farmer producer organizations. Farmer producer organizations are the eligible beneficiaries of this scheme. Farmer producer organizations are the beneficiaries of this scheme. And what are we doing as part of this scheme? Right? In MSMEs section 8 companies, private companies and individual entrepreneurs. Beneficiaries are expected to contribute minimum 10% marginal money as investment. The balance 90% would be provided by the bank as a loan. For example, you are coming out with a 2 crore project. Your contribution has to be 20 lakhs. Remaining the amount of money will be provided by the bank as a loan. And the Government of India will provide a 3% interest subvention to eligible beneficiaries. There will be 2-year moratorium period for repayment of principal and 6-year repayment period after that. First 2 years you don't have to pay any you don't have to pay any principal amount. You have to pay the interest. Then after that 6 years you have to repay the entire amount of money. And guarantee coverage would go up to 25% of credit facility of the borrowers. Next important scheme is Ambedkar Social Innovation and Incubation Scheme. Please remember, all of them can be asked in our examination. Ambedkar Social Innovation and Incubation Scheme. What is this scheme? Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has launched this scheme under Venture Capital Fund for SCs and with a view to promoting innovation and enterprise among the SC students in higher educational institutions. This was launched in 2014-15, as I said, to promote entrepreneurship among the SCs and the Divyang youth, to enable them to become what we call job givers than job seekers. That is what. And the objective is, as usual, to provide concessional finance to the SC entrepreneurs. Right? This is focuses on SC youth with a special emphasis on what we call Divyangs. To support 1,000 innovative ideas till 2024. The objective of this scheme is to support 1,000 innovative ideas till 2024 with a synergetic work with the technology business incubators set up by the Department of Science and Technology. And to promote and handhold these startup ideas till they reach commercial stage. And to incentivize students with innovative mindset to take up entrepreneurship with confidence. To promote entrepreneurship among what we call these SC students, especially within the SCs also, within the SCs also, right? Within the SCs also, right? Within the SCs also, within the SCs also, you are doing these things with emphasis on with emphasis on what we call these Divyangs, right? Emphasis on Divyangs. That is the objective of this scheme, right? And these youth are identified as part of this scheme. These youth are identified by reputed private TBIs, so that there is no scope for any kind of what we call prejudices and biases. Those students who have been awarded under the Smart India Hackathon, Smart India Hardware Hackathon conducted by the Ministry of Education. You can see sometime back our Prime Minister was addressing the Smart India Hackathon also. Right? Innovative ideas focusing on socio-economic development are identified under this scheme. Startups nominated and supported by the corporates through CSR funds. They are supported by the corporates through what we call this CSR funds also. Right? Here through this CSR funds. Then next important scheme is PM Cares. It was launched on 29th May 2021. Right? It aims to support children who have lost both their parents or legal guardian or adoptive parents due to corona pandemic from 11th March 2020. The objective of the scheme is to ensure comprehensive comprehensive alert. The objective of the scheme is to ensure that comprehensive care and protection is taking care of those children in a sustainable manner till they reach age of 23 years. Again, as I said, all these schemes can be asked in the examination. All children who have lost their parents are eligible for this scheme. What are the benefits they get out of this scheme? Fixed deposit in the name of the child. PM will contribute. The PM Cares will contribute especially around 10 lakh rupees for each child, and till they reach the age of 18 years. It will be used to give a monthly financial support and stipend from 18 years of age for the next 5 years to take care of his or personal requirements during the period of higher education. And when they reach 23 years, he or she will get the corpus amount as one lump sum amount for personal and professional use. As I said, during this corona crisis, as we know, so many children have lost both their parents. The objective of the scheme is to help all those children financially, so that they would be able to fulfill all their dreams. And they will also be provided school education for children below 10 years. They will be given education in the nearest Kendriya Vidyalaya or a private school. If the children is admitted in a private school, the fee will be paid from PM Cares. The PM Cares also will pay the fee, will bear the expenditure on uniform, textbooks as well as notebooks also. For children between 11 to 18 years, they will be given admission in any central government residential school or Sainik schools. And then in case of again private school, the government will take care of their expenditure. In case of higher education also, the government will take care of their financial expenditure also, finances also, in case of higher education also. And they will also be given health insurance under Ayushman Bharat PMJAY with a health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees. The premium amount for the children till the 18 years will be paid by the PM Cares only. Right? So this is about all these schemes. As I said, we have done as many schemes as we could do within the limited time that is available with us. As I said, the rest of the schemes I will put them in our Telegram group. You can go through all of them. Rest of all other schemes, I will put them in our Telegram group. Right? And it will be there in our in my Unacademy app also. I will put them so that you can go through all those things. So for this month, we have done with our classes for this special classes and YouTube classes. Any kind of doubts you have, you can always contact me on an Academy app or in our Telegram group. So best of luck.